Okay, continuing here in the Orchid Yosher about TEFILLAH, about our prayers. Today is entitled the Koicha Shel TEFILLAH, the power of prayer. We spoke about the greatness of prayer, and now we're going to speak about the koich, the power that you have when you daven. Chazal taught us already. Ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu poisel tefillas kol birya. HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not reject the tefillah of anyone. Hashem doesn't reject anyone's tefillah. You might not always get the answer that you want. You might not always see the results that you were hoping for. Nevertheless, the tefillah itself is never going to be rejected. I saw, he brings down over here that when the stipler, Rav Chaim's father, was nifter, so all of Klal Yisrael was davening for him. And still he succumbed to whatever the disease is that he had. So when the doctors came in to be Menachem Avel, to give him consolation for his loss, he said, I just want you to know that even though that my father passed away, you should know that all of those tefillahs, all the prayers that were poured out on behalf of my father, HaKadosh Baruch Hu saved them, and will use them for other people. So all of the tefillahs, nothing is rejected. Hashem has them someplace waiting. It says further, a person should not say, Eini kedai lihispaleh al beis hamikdash v'al Yisrael. Who am I to daven for the beis hamikdash? To daven for Klal Yisrael? What a little old guy over here in Los Angeles, California, even worse in Tarzana. My tefillahs are going to matter to the Rabbi Shalom. Mi ani, who am I? Talmud loymar shemoya eshma tzakosai. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I will hear your cries. Which means that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what matzav, no matter what position, situation a person finds themselves in, they should never underestimate the koyach, the power of their tefillahs. Shomaya eshma tzakosai, Hashem says, I will certainly hear the outcry of Klal Yisrael, of the person themselves. And it says further, Mayase adam v'yecham. What should a person do in order to achieve more chachma, more wisdom in their life? You should ask for wisdom from the one that wisdom belongs to, from the Rabbi Shalom. You would think the answer is learn more, learn more, learn more. Of course you have to learn more if you want to get more wisdom. But without HaKadosh Baruch Hu's intervention to help you understand what you're learning, to remember what you're learning, you're not going to get there. So therefore, ask Hashem, the one who is in control of all the chachma, the wisdom in the world, ask him and he will help you. What about Leah and Rachel? We know the two sisters, that one was destined to marry Yaakov Avinu, Rachel, and the other one, the older one, Leah, was destined to marry, Leah was the younger one, she was destined, what? Older, yeah, she was destined to marry Esav. And it bothered her immensely that she was supposed to marry Esav. So look what she did with her tefillahs. Kashi atfilah. And she said, look how powerful the prayers of Leah were. Shebidlas agzer, number one, she nullified the decree that was against her, which was that she was supposed to marry Esav, Harasha. V'la'oid, and furthermore, shekadmasa la'achaisa, she ended up marrying Yaakov Avinu first. Really, Rachel was supposed to marry Yaakov Avinu, but she davened so hard, she got rid of Esav, and number two, she became the first wife of Yaakov Avinu. So that's the koyach, that's the power of tefillah that a person has. When it says, would you like to know how powerful prayer is? Even if your tefillahs will not affect everything that you want it to affect, at least half of your tefillah, of your prayer, is going to be answered, and you'll be answered by the Rabbi Shalom. Further it says, Gabi Rav Kahana, Shirich Metfila Mishum Shaya Mi Beis Eli. Rav Kahana was a descendant of the house of Eli. And there was a gezerah on the house of Eli. We just learned, Rabbi Lichtman said it so beautifully, up on the mountains over there in Sequoia, that the Beis Eli was punished because they sent out messengers to go and to redeem parts of the korbanos that really were not coming to them. And the punishment was they're going to die young. So anybody that would come from the house of Eli would die young. So Rav Kahana was a descendant of Beis Eli. And he davened a very, very long tefillah. It says that you can bring as many korbanos as you want from the house of Eli. You can bring as many mincha, flour offerings as you want. It's not going to get rid of the gezer of the decree that is there. However, if you daven and you ask that the decree should be overturned, and you should have a richas yamim, you should live longer than the regular descendants, that Hashem says, I'm makabel, I accept. So Rav Kahana merited an enormous, a very long life as a result. Ayin Sham, take a look over there. And then he says at the end, Ubesar HaKadoshim, in the holy works, which usually means the more mystical, Kabbalistic works, Mevayar, it explains the Chol Tikkun Olam Yonim, all of the tikkunim, all of the corrections that will take place in the upper spiritual worlds, ubinyanim, and the building of those spiritual worlds. Hurak al yedei tefillah, it comes only through our tefillahs that we utter, that we say down here. The al yedei kol teva me'atefillah v'sidram, through every single word of tefillah, every single word of prayer that a person says, it's v'sidram, in the orders of prayers themselves, misakin tikkunim leroyim, they affix major, awesome, wondrous things up there in the Shemaim, in the heavens. Ve'ein kates lematan schar, there's no end to the reward that a person will receive for their tefillahs. So a person should never think to themselves that little old me has nothing to do with my prayers. You think it's not a big deal to daven mincha, it's not a big deal to daven maariv, you'll miss the shachris. Don't think such a thing, because every single tefillah that a person says to the Rabbi Shalom is so great in the eyes of Hashem that he's mesakin tikkunim noiroyim. He makes tremendous tikkunim, fixing ups in the heavens, and that itself brings down the brach and the shechina to Klal Yisrael.